Apologize for the slight problems there. Now, in other news, status transitions to adulthood have been delayed well into the third decade of life in advanced Western societies over recent years. Now, the third decade has thus mutated into a life period in which young people face more key status transitions and life decisions than ever before. It is therefore of particular interest to learn more about young people and how they cope with these social and developmental transitions. While psychological and social resources can be assumed to play a key role, research has paid little attention to differences in the social, psychological and physical resources with which young people start the challenging third decade of life. Now, the question of how resource inequalities experienced at the previous 2 decades of life are related to young people's opportunities, constraints, and other capabilities for adopting adult roles has barely been addressed. Morenike, Molehin, founder at Oak and Take Foundation, joins us now to discuss his phase of life, prospects and challenges. Good to have you with us, Morenike.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, if you were to observe Nigeria's social economic issues, what's the hope for young people in their 20s and 30s right now?
So, for me, I would say that there's so much hope, right? And there's just so much to look forward to. You know, Nigeria is blessed with so much. And even though, you know, we have so many inadequacies, we can as well just use that, you know, as a positive advantage to ourselves. And I feel like for people that are in their 20s, right, they would need, they need more information, more knowledge. And this is like the decade that, you know, puts the groundwork for them, you know, for a future of success, right? So they have to do the work now, and there are just so many things that can be done in their 20s to maximize their lives going forward.
Do you think the government is proactive in enabling or setting up the enabling environment for that to happen, as it were?
I mean, I think that they're doing their best, right? And I also think that it's a collective effort, both the government, you know, and then private sector as well, and individuals as well, NGOs, everybody coming together. You know, we can't just put everything on the government alone to do. So I think it's a collective. What's the word? It's collective, right? So everyone, but government is trying their best. But then we also should be able to support what they're doing.
All right, talking specifics now. Tell us about this Grow with Rennie life experience for young adults in their 20s. So what are we expecting there?
Amazing. So this is the second edition. We had the maiden edition last year. I run a mentorship program, right? But that one is on a smaller scale for young ladies in their 20s who want to maximize their lives. But then for the live mentorship program, it's like a crash course on a one-day event. But this time around is for both male and female, right? But people in their 20s majorly, and the people in their mid-30s. And so at the conference, we're talking about finance and investment, because as people in their 20s, they want to be able to see how they can, you know, begin to learn financial literacy, how, you know, the monies that they're making, even if they've not started making a lot or enough, how can I invest and, you know, prepare ahead for the future. We'd also be looking at career and businesses, strategies on building your career. In these 20s right now, all you need to be doing, you know, is investing in yourself, your personal development, your personal growth, such that when you're in your 30s, you can begin to reap the fruits of these things. So we'll be talking about career and business. We'd also be looking at navigating friendship dynamics, right? So not many people know how to make friends, nurture friendships that you can actually use as a lifeline, you know, as you grow, right? Because again, you look at it and say, friendship, knowing people, your social network, not many people, you know, can do that. So we'll be discussing that. We'd also be looking at dealing with hurt and disappointment. Everyone has gone through some level of hurt, pain, disappointment, loss, but then some people don't know how to use that to their advantage or how to heal and move on from that. So those are the things that we'll be discussing at this live mentorship program. It's a one-day event for both male and female, and for majorly people that are in their 20s. The theme is maximizing your 20s, the resilient edition, because as you can tell, you know, the climate in which we are in right now, you actually have to be resilient, and then we want them to build resilience. Some people, you know, I've met lots of people that are in their 20s and, you know, they haven't done so much, but they've already given up, right? Because they feel, and every one of us that are above 30, we know, we've, gone through stages like that where we're working and then it just feels like everything isn't working in your favor. But that's not the time to give up, right? So that's basically it in a nutshell.
Morenike, it's one thing to have these conferences, and you have people come in, but do you do like some kind of follow-up to actually know that those who have responded to your conferences are actually taking to heart what you teach them?
So like I said earlier, so I run a mentorship program, right? And so that one is a 3-month program per cohort, right? And so that one is more intimate. There's just, about 10 ladies that we do that, and that one we follow through. And then once they're done, after 3 months, we have a bigger community where we are still keeping up and engaging and ensuring. It's a mentorship platform and it's for life, right? But for the big one, for the conference, we'll be having over 1,000 people come for those ones. Now it's your responsibility to actually follow through some of the things that you've learned, right? And if you can, network with people that are there as well. So we won't do the hand holding at that level because there are a lot of people, but we still send in newsletters every week, just for them to oh, we're here and this is these are the things that we share different things across board or across the pillars that we've talked about. Relationship, building relationships, finance and investment. So at least on that level, you get newsletters every week, till you decide that you don't want to get them anymore. So those are the things that we have put in place to just continue the engagement. Yes.
Very good, Morenike. Now, this is the second edition that you'll be having.
Yes.
But from your interactions with those that actually attend, what has been the recurring problem, regarding what young people in that age category are actually going through that's been occurring over time? You think?
All right. So just a beautiful question. I would say that some of the things that I hear often, has to do with like career, right? Like how can they, build their careers? Another one will be how to navigate friendship dynamics. It might seem like something small, but I've realized over time that actually people find it difficult to make friends and to keep friends, right? If anything happens, hey, I'm out of it. So these are some of the things that is recurring. And then there's also things about mental health. Those are also like really key. And I also feel like it also comes from a place sometimes because they're not finding fulfillment in what they are currently doing. So those are the things that I've noticed in the last 1 year and those that have come. But again, we've seen like significant change in between last year and this year. We've gotten testimonials of people that came and they said after the conference they were able to put in place strategies to help their businesses grow, to help their careers grow, and they've been able to do better in their finances. Sometimes it's just look at what am I spending my money on? How do I even invest? Even the little that I have, how can I, not just looking down on it and making sure that, okay, in another 1 year, I set a target or I set a goal and then they do it. So sometimes I feel like, information is very powerful. And so if you don't know, sometimes you will not do better. So that's like one of the advantages. Coming, listen to people that have gone ahead and letting you know that, look, what you're currently facing, you're not in isolation. You're not the only one that is going through that. The other people that have gone through it and they've come out stronger. So if there's any message, I want them to know that say, look, you are in this phase right now. We want you to maximize your 20s. Some amazing youths in their 20s are doing fantastic, right? But they still would need hand holding because again, you know how it is sometimes. If you're going in a direction, if you just make a mistake, it can just backfire. And some people actually do need the mentoring, and they just need
that extra
people
push.
Exactly, to guide them here and there, and then they'll be fine. So that's what the mentorship program is about.
And it's interesting to that you mentioned the word mental health issues. Depression does come in, not only for the more senior folks, but also it's coming towards younger people as well. Morenike Molehin, founder Oak and Twig Foundation, would like to thank you for your thoughts on those issues and wish you the very best of luck in your conference.
Thank you
so much.
with us. Thank you.